National Signing Day is here, and the Texas A&M Soccer team welcomes 4 newcomers to the roster. Welcome inside Studio 12, Matt Simon, along with our head soccer coach, G Guerrieri. The Aggies coming off an incredible season, Coach. Number 8 in the country final ranking, SEC regular season champs, SEC tournament champs. Oh, by the way, you only lose one starter. So you knew this class wasn't going to be a very big class, but you have so much success, and you bring in an extremely talented group of newcomers to help fill that void.
Right, but the class that we've signed today would be an impactful class, no matter what the team was that we already had. And we'll talk about the individual, stars in this particular class, because it is one of our most exceptional classes that we've had in the 21 years since we started the program back in '93. But you add to that the fact that we've got a championship team that's returning. I think we finished number 8 in the country in the end of season polls, and a couple trophies that they won in the SEC. So there's a lot of obviously there's a lot of high expectations in our locker room. There's a lot of high expectations by our fans, and we think that 2014 starting today, it becomes really, really exciting for us.
Like we said, the class is 4 deep. Now, what's interesting about this class, and you've done this a couple of times, but maybe not to this amount, 3 of your 4 are already here, already in school, and we'll kind of go down the list a little as we go through this. But what's it like to have the majority of the class here, back with a team that's won a couple of championships, to go through the spring to get used to classes, to college life?
Well, it's a huge benefit for those 3 players. It's a huge benefit to us. And this is only the 3rd time that this has happened for us. The first player to come in, who graduated a semester early to come in, was a girl named Lindsay Woodard back around 2000. And all she did as a freshman was score in each of her first, I think, 8 or 9 games of her career in the fall, because the spring was such a good, getting used to it and getting all the scariness out of it. And she stepped right in and had a great year and helped us off to a fantastic season. The other player who did this was Rachel Lenz, Rachel Lenz came in, same thing, and kind of worked her way into the lineup. And at the end of her freshman year, she's first team All Big 12 when we were in that conference, and was a solid starter for us for 4 years. Now Rachel is the only starter that we've graduated this year, so it's kind of ironic that it's her that's being replaced by these 3 that now have been with us for for a month, and have been training with the team for the last 3 weeks on the field and in the weight room, and they're absolutely clicking, as we knew that they would. They're extraordinary people from really great families, and man, I'm really, really excited to have them here.
Well, you could definitely sense that excitement. Now let's start looking at the class. Let's go down the list here. Let's start with the kids that are here. We'll start with Michaela Harvey out of Liberty Hill, central midfielder for you. One of these among your class, you've got a lot of kids with a lot of national team, big-time experience. She looks to be an incredible impact player for you early.
Well, she is, and Mickey is one of these players that is, we would argue that she is, if not the best player in the country, she is one of the most elite level players in our country. She is, she's not the biggest of players. She's comes in a tiny package, but she is a real firecracker on the field. She is not only a great supplier of service, as a great point guard would be in basketball, but she's a great scorer as well. She typical game for her would be, right now with her club coming out of the Lone Stars Club over in Austin, is she'd score a goal, she'd assist a couple of goals, and she'd be kicked the whole game by the other team because they knew that she was the best player on the field. And and she's like I said, she is a terrier of a player, and man, I know. I mean, our fans are going to absolutely, embrace her as someone who's going to be really influential and a lot of success for our team.
Next on the list, Stephanie Malerby out of Temecula, California. You guys have always had a tremendous amount of success. It's going out to the West Coast, getting incredible talent. Midfield forward position for you there, tons of ODP experience.
Right, and she's another great attacking player. And Stephanie is someone that we think could play in probably 6 different positions for us. She's very good out wide. She could play up high as a lone striker if she wanted to, but she's really creative and really crafty. She's done a great job already in training. Comes from the SoCal Blues Soccer Club right there in Orange County, and really Larry Drayluck and the rest of the coaches out there have done an awesome job of creating not just a great player but a really good teammate. And so Steph is someone that we think is going to be really, really special. She'll wear the number 10 for us, which I think shows a little bit of the way we feel about her.
Haley Pounds, next on your list from the Woodlands. You talk about Pipeline Challenge Club down there in Houston. You guys have, for years, we could spend an hour talking about all the players you've got from there. Unbelievably talented forward, a three-sport standout. Again, tons of national team experience as well for her.
Well, the pipeline for her, as much as that pipeline from a soccer sense and what Pat O'Toole and Smitty and Stuart Self and those guys do for her on the soccer side, the pipeline for her is she has got pure Aggie blood running through her veins. She's a third generation Aggie. Her grandfather actually has an endowed scholarship named after him here on campus. Her dad, Blake, is a college athlete in his own realm. Was a great high school golfer of all things, and they are absolutely a first class, wonderful Aggie family. And Haley had the opportunity, as did these other players, of going anywhere in the country, and she was paraded around to any of the top programs that you can think of off the top of your head. And so for us to have her here is really, really, really special. And again, Haley's one of these players that I don't think I would put her in goal, but I could put her anywhere else on the field, and she might be our fastest player. She's right up there in the same speed categories with Shea Groom on our team, with Annie Kuntz, and with a lot of those players with incredible explosion. She is a proven goal scorer, a lot of national team experience coming up as a youth player, and just one of the best kids you'll ever be around, and is going to be a great role model for a lot of the girls and young players that support this team.
And then your final member of your class, the one that actually the papers are in today, unlike the first three there, Michaela Pollson, Mansfield, up in the Dallas area, a defender out of the Dallas Sting, another just a tremendous talent. You mentioned Rachel Lentz earlier. That's one of the spots that's now open that Michaela's going to be competing for this spring or this fall.
Absolutely. So Rachel Lentz, who's been a center back for us as a starter for 4 years, leaves. Now, of course, we've got great defenders in the team right now that will be competing for those positions. You've got Jackie Tondel, who was an All-SEC freshman. You've got Grace Wright, who is playing with the Irish national team and was a great player for us this year in that role, amongst others. But Michaela comes in, and she comes from the Sting Soccer Club up in Dallas, one of the most celebrated soccer clubs in all of U.S. club soccer. Place has had some incredible coaches under helping her and developing her, whether it's tattoo or whether it's different people along the lines, people who are constantly working on the issues of excellence and winning championships. And her team is one of the best teams in the United States. She's an outstanding student. She's ranked in the top 3 in her high school class. So she's not just a great player who really could play any of the 4 positions along the back line. Has good speed, is tall, is skillful. But she's a heck of a good student, and just a wonderful young lady. She is she is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Well, one of the impressions I'm getting here as I'm talking to you about this class, and this is something you guys have done for years, it's not only a power pack class as far as talent, but very versatile. A lot of these players can play in a lot of different positions, and that's one thing you guys look to do here at Texas A&M.
Well, we always have. We think that we think that the shortfall of a lot of programs around the country is that the coach only sees the game in one way and has his or her system. I play with this shape in my midfield. I play with these players, and they try to put whatever shape peg the kids are into those holes. And we really believe. And again, I give a lot of credit of this to our associate head coach Phil Stevenson, who's done such a great job in recruiting this class, as did Lori Stevenson. But Phil does a great job of developing these players and helping them to understand that the system is about them. It's a player's game. We want the game to be fun. We want them to play with passion, and the best way to do that is to find a system every year that fits the personalities and the way these players play. You don't just play a system because you love Barcelona, or you don't just play a system because you love Manchester United. You play a system because you love your players and you want them to be able to do it. And all of these players are versatile enough and experienced in their youth careers, but also we think that they haven't come close to peaking on their game, and that they'll really thrive in this environment that we have right now at Texas A&M.
Well, coming off of an incredible season with a top 10 ranking, 2 championships, another Sweet 16 trip, another excitement level has got to be extremely high for you guys, and this class is just only going to add to that. G, appreciate the time, and best of luck in the spring, and we'll look forward to the fall.
Well, thanks, and we'll be putting out our spring schedule. We'll have several exhibition games, a few of them here at home, including be playing the new pro team from Houston, the Houston Dash. And for the fans out there for next year, we open the year at UCLA, the defending national champions, in our preseason match in August. So, like I said, 2014 is a really exciting year, starting today in February.